Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a government body that, honestly, affects pretty much every working person in India, but you probably don't think about it all that much. And that's the Labor Department. So let's just dive right in and figure out who these folks are and what they really do for you.
I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. Who's out there making sure you actually get your paycheck on time? Or that the place you spend 8 hours a day is safe? Who's enforcing the rules of the game? Well, that's exactly where this story starts. It's a question that gets right to the heart of our daily grind.
And really, the best way to think about them is with this title, the Guardian of the Workforce. That's a powerful idea, right? Their entire mission is to stand in that space between you, the employee, and your employer, making sure everything is fair and square.
So what's the official definition? Well, it's the government body that has this really crucial job, a balancing act, actually. On one hand, they have to make sure workers are protected and treated well, but on the other, they need to help the country's economy grow. They literally set the ground rules for the entire world of work in India.
But this Guardian isn't just some single office in a big building somewhere. It's actually a lot more clever than that. It works on two different levels to make sure the big national ideas actually make a difference on the ground. Let's break down how it's all put together.
Okay, this is super interesting when you see it side by side. Think of it like this. Up at the top, you've got the Central Ministry of Labor and Employment. They're the big picture thinkers, the architects. They create the national strategy and oversee these massive organizations you've definitely heard of, like EPFO, that's your Provident Fund, your retirement savings, and ESIC, which gives health insurance to millions. Then you've got the state labor departments. They're the ones on the ground, in your state, taking those big national laws and actually putting them into action, making sure companies are following the rules.
So we've got the structure down, but what does the department do every day? You know, what's their actual job? Well, it boils down to a few key responsibilities that touch everything from your salary to your safety at work. First and foremost, they are the enforcers. You can kind of think of them as the referees of the workplace. Their main job is to blow the whistle and make sure companies are playing by the rules, whether it's about minimum wage, working hours, or anything in between. They keep the playing field level.
Next up is Social Security, and this is a huge one. This is our safety net. They're the ones managing the systems that look after your retirement nest egg, that Provident Fund, and they make sure that millions of people have access to medical care when they or their families need it the most. It's absolutely fundamental.
And it goes beyond just the strict rules. They're also champions for overall worker welfare. And this isn't just about hard hats and safety gear. It's about promoting decent, humane working conditions, things we all expect, like proper breaks, a clean workplace, and just a respectful environment. And finally, they're the official peacemakers. You know, when disagreements pop up between employers and employees, and they do, over things like pay or dismissals, the department steps in as a neutral third party to help sort things out and keep the peace.
All right, now things get really interesting because the whole system just got a major upgrade. India's super complex, kind of messy collection of old labor laws has been totally revamped. Seriously, think of it like swapping out a clunky old operating system for something brand new and streamlined.
For years and years, the system was this tangled mess of different laws, some of them ancient and even contradictory. So the government kicked off this massive cleanup project, consolidating everything. The goal? Make the rules simple, clear, and ready for a 21st century economy.
And it all comes down to this one number, 4. Just 4. 4 brand new codes that now pretty much govern every single aspect of work in India.
And here they are, laid out nice and simple. First, you've got the Code on Wages, which, you guessed it, simplifies everything to do with your pay. Second, the Industrial Relations Code, which modernizes all the rules for unions and disagreements. Third, the Code on Social Security, which pulls all those safety nets, pensions, insurance, all that good stuff under one single umbrella. And finally, the Occupational Safety, Health, and Working Conditions Code. The name says it all. It's all about keeping you safe and healthy on the job. You can see the theme here, right? It's all about simplification and modernization.
But the department's job doesn't just stop with people in offices or factories. Not at all. A huge piece of their focus is now on a massive part of the workforce that, for a long time, was kind of invisible.
And we're talking about the unorganized sector. This is millions and millions of people. Think about construction workers, domestic help, the street vendors you see every day. These are people who don't have a formal 9-to-5 job, and bringing them into the safety net is one of the biggest challenges there is.
So how are they actually helping? Well, one of the biggest things is the e-Shran portal. It's a national database designed to get all these workers registered and give them a formal identity. And that registration is the golden ticket, really. It links them to Social Security benefits. And on top of that, you have state welfare boards that provide real, direct help. Things like money for their kids' education, healthcare support, and even help with housing.
So when you put it all together, you can see that the Labor Department's job is this constant, tricky balancing act. They are the guardians, totally dedicated to protecting the rights of every single worker, but at the same time, they're trying to create an environment where businesses can succeed and the whole country's economy can move forward. And that really leaves us with one big, final question to think about. With these 4 new, simpler codes in place, the foundation for a huge shift has been laid. So the real question we're left with is this: how is this brand new system going to shape the world of work for the next generation of Indians? What will it all look like in the years to come?